Okay, so you're falling for him and you're hoping that he's falling for you because the last thing you want to do is get your heart broken. How do you actually know if he's really in love with you? Stick with me and I'll tell you the signs. Hi everyone, I'm Renee. I'm a professional dating and relationship coach, and I help women from around the world build the relationship they desire and deserve. Okay, so obviously love is a risk. We want to make sure that the man that we are giving our heart to and the one that we're actually emotionally investing in, as well as time and energy and everything else, is going to give back to us as well. The last thing that we want to do is fall in love with someone and then find out that they don't love us. So I want to make it really clear so that there's no sort of gray areas and so that you're not putting yourself out there and then having no one catch you when you fall, to make sure that you are actually with a man who really does love you back. There is a difference between someone that actually does love you and someone that just says they love you, okay? There is a massive difference. As much as a difference as there is between lust and love, or love and infatuation, okay? So I'm going to give you 9 real indications of the fact that he is in love with you. The first one is this: effort. If you want to know if a guy is really into you, then he will put in an effort. Basically, ladies, it is as simple as this. If a guy actually does want to be with you, then he will. He will do anything and everything to make that happen. He's not going to have excuses. He's not going to put his sport before you. He's not going to put everything else before you. He will actually make a consistent effort to be in your life and prove to you that he actually does want to make you a priority and he actually does want to have a relationship with you as well. So if he is someone that is actually in love with you or falling in love with you, then he will be making an effort continuously. Now, this will be an effort not only in his words of complimenting you or maybe speaking love to you, but also in his actions, in the way he communicates with you, in the way that he actually follows through. He will be applying effort so you won't be left second guessing. Number 2, his actions will outweigh his words. As I said before, someone can say they love you, but it's a whole nother thing if they actually make you feel loved, okay? And his words will actually align with his actions, but more than anything, even if he doesn't say continually that he loves you, because let's face it, men don't often open up or affirm it as much as what we women would like, because literally they don't use as many words as what we do. And don't forget, people express and give love in different ways. And if you haven't read the 5 love languages, then I recommend that you do that. I'll put the link in the bio below. But girls, his actions will indicate love, meaning he will actually make you feel loved. He will actually do things like follow through or sacrifice or put your happiness before his. You know, it will be obvious because you will know that it's actually costing him something. I don't mean this in a negative way. It's not about punishing him, but essentially when you really love someone, you put them first rather than yourself first. And that is amplified even more so in our actions. Number 3, he's committed in all areas. So it's not just him saying, yeah, I'll do this, and then he doesn't follow through, or he's only committed in one section of your relationship or one area where it's kind of convenient for him. No, he's someone that is actually committed in all areas across the board when it comes to you. Whether it is moving forward towards a common goal, whether it is commitment in just being able to learn to communicate better with each other, he's actually actively showing that as well, and his commitment is obvious in his words and in his actions. Number 4, he makes you feel loved and makes you feel like a priority. And this is a question that I often ask my girls when they're struggling with relationships or struggling with dating a guy, and they say to me, but Renee, he says he loves me. And so what I ask them, I say, well, do you feel loved? And most of the time they say no. And I said, well, then how can you say he loves you if you don't actually feel it? Now, of course, we know that people give and receive loves in different ways, and that's why sometimes relationships can fall apart. But I'm talking about the fact that if you are actually in a healthy relationship, okay, and he is actually doing things to demonstrate his love for you, you won't be left there questioning yourself whether or not he's in love with you. You will actually know because you will feel loved. You will feel like a priority. priority. You won't be having to try and convince him. You won't be asking him every single day, but do you love me? Do you love me? You will just know. It'll be obvious in the way that he treats you, but more than anything, it'll be obvious in the way that you feel. Number 5, there will be peace and progress. Now, peace and progress are the two major indications of a healthy relationship, meaning you will actually feel that your relationship is moving forward. You will feel that he does love you because it'll be evident in the fact that you're not stagnating, or you're not going backwards, or you're not going around in circles. He actually wants to move this forward because he has a vision for where you guys are heading, because he actually wants to have a future with you as well. Now, peace doesn't mean that there's going to be an absence of conflict. Conflict in a relationship is incredibly healthy, but at the same time, it means that you're not going to have this constant anxiety when it comes to him and his emotions and his feelings and how you feel and where your relationship is heading, because you will just know that he is on the same page as you and you are both moving in the same direction. Number 6, he does the little things, but he also does the big things. Now, a big thing might be, okay, meeting the parents, or it might be, booking a holiday together, or it might be, doing something that is obviously a big milestone in a relationship. But he's not only just doing those big things and then kind of flaking out in between those big events and then making up for it with a big event. He's actually doing the little things in between, like remembering to pick up the groceries, or remembering something small that you talked about and then he's gone and done something about it because he knew that it would actually mean something to you. Love is in the details, ladies. It's in those little moments, those little words, those little actions that actually sometimes mean more to us than the big things out there. A man that is in love with you will put effort into the little things as well as the big things. And the little things is what is going to sustain the relationship and the love in the relationship. Number 7, he talks about the future. A man that is in love with you is already planning a future, okay? We know that men like to think forward, okay? It's something that they do. It's a biological, chemical, scientific sort of instinct that they actually have to, plan ahead, to leave a legacy and make sure that all their ducks are lined up in a row as such. Well, you want to make sure that you're one of his ducks, okay? And so he will talk about us and we, not just I, or you. There will be this sense of unity in the way that he speaks about you, and he will be talking about things that you can do in the future, whether it's, one day we have children, or one day when we move here and that. He might talk about it in a joking sort of way, but men often reveal the truth when they actually joke. So if he's joking about having children and marriage with you and, kind of says, in an offward sort of comment, then chances are he's actually thinking about that even subconsciously, and now he's starting to consciously bring it forward. Number 8, he wants to show you off. If a man is in love with you, then you are his prized possession, and he actually wants to tell the world. He doesn't want to hide you under a rug. He doesn't want to, deny a relationship status on Facebook, although that's a whole nother video. He is someone that actually wants to bring your relationship to light. He actually wants to show his friends and family that you are his woman, because he's proud of you, because he's also proud of what you have as a couple, and he is crazy about you and essentially wants the whole world to know. And lastly, number 9, which is a really huge indication, is this. After you guys have a fight, he actually sticks around and he wants to work it out. He's not using an excuse, or he's not using that to then run away, or not saying, well, we just fight all the time. He's actually committed to working through those hard seasons with you. You see, often we think love is just this kind of honeymoon phase, this constant sort of high, and we forget that real love is about going through the dirty, nitty-gritty, hard stuff and actually working together through that, because you realize that love alone can't just be based on a feeling. It has to be based on our actions, and it has to be based also on a mindset of commitment, and a mindset that this is the person that I actually want to do life with. This is the person that I'm in love with to such a degree that I'm going to work this argument out, that I'm going to, really admit if I'm wrong, or make sure that we are doing something together as a couple to continually move forward out of this area of conflict. Ladies, I don't want you to hold back from being able to fall in love with a man who really is in love with you as well. And those are just a glimpse of some of the key indications of what a man will do if he actually is in love with you. Now, don't forget, men do show love in a different way to women. And because of the 5 love languages, we sometimes have different ways that we give and receive love as well. So I really recommend that you read that book so you can become educated on his personal way of being able to show love as well. But remember, more than anything, he will apply effort and you will actually feel loved. So that's it for me. Hope you girls have an incredible day. Don't forget to head to my blog, thedatingdirectory.co, where I give you a whole heap of information on men, love, and relationships. The link is in the bio. Until next time, bye for now.